the tobacco industry pay?
Absolutely. Right. Going completely off topic, as I do from time to time, this Friday is Armistice Day, and when we take a moment at 11 a.m. to remember all those men and women who have lost their lives fighting for their country over the years. It's 100 years since the Battle of the Somme in the First World War, which was just carnage and slaughter on both sides. And since then there have been wars all around the world, and there are still wars today. Cancer is something which is not necessarily man-made. It's influenced by man, but it's not devised by man or controlled by man. And we can do something about it by raising money, raising awareness, so that science can bring forward the day when it is cured. War, unfortunately, is man-made. And by man, I mean human, as opposed to man and women, as opposed to, you know what I mean. And there's not a lot that individuals can do to influence it. But what we can do is take a moment and take time to remember and be thankful for our way of life, for the men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice. I'm exceptionally proud to say that my son is serving his country in the military, and would say to him and all his comrades who serve, we thank you for your service for the country. It means an awful lot. I would like to be optimistic and think that we wouldn't need an army, a navy, an air force in the years to come. I'd like somebody to convince me that would be the case. I'm not that convinced. And to remember and to recognise Remembrance Day and Armistice Day on Friday, I'm going to play you a recording of a poem by Wilfred Owen. Wilfred Owen was a soldier in the First World War, and he was also a poet, and he wrote some wonderful stuff about the war, about the First World War. He was born in 1983, and he in Shropshire. He went to university. He was a clever man, and he was working in France when war broke out, teaching languages. In June 1916, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Manchester Regiment. And like many people of the time, he was influenced by the patriotic fervour and confidence of the war effort. And that's what it has. He got a military cross in October 1918. He led a troop of men and bravely, and distinguished himself with great valour. 7 days before the end of war, the 4th of November 1918, he was shot in the head and killed. The news of his death reached his mother on Armistice Day, the 11th of November 1918. And this is his poem, Dulce et Decorum, which is translated into meaning that it is basically honourable and good to die for your country, but not able to ask those who have. I don't particularly think it is a good thing to do. So here is Christopher Eccleston reading Dulce et Decorum.
Bent double, like old beggars under sacks. Knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs and towards our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on, bloodshot. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of disappointed shells that dropped behind. Gas! Gas! Quick, boys! an ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone still was yelling out and stumbling, and floundering like a man in fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea I saw him, drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If, in some smothering dreams, you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face, like a devil sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from the froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cud of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children, ardent for some desperate glory, the old lie, dulce et decorum est, pro patria mori.
On your maple green, see the winding of Morrison Inn, angry Alfie, Bill and Ken, waving hankies, sticks and boots, all the earthen roots, standing at the crease. The batsman takes a look around. The boys are fielding on home ground. The steeple's sharp against the blue. When I think of you, Sam and Andy, Jack and John, Charlie Martin, Jamie Ron, Harry Stephen, time has slipped away, the summer sky to autumn yields, a haze of smoke across the fields. Let's up and fight another round and walk the stubble ground. When November brings the puppies on Remembrance Day, when the vicar comes to say, may God bless them everyone, lest we forget our sons
Back to life, back to reality.
Relay Radio. You're listening to Relay Radio.
Somebody's getting their own back with a Latin at me. Not a clue. Not a Scooby. Right, go back to good news. More positive in the last 20 minutes of the show. Today it was announced that the Scottish Medicines Council, I think it's called, has approved a drug for use in the NHS in Scotland. It's a fabulous move forward. Sadly, the NHS in England and Wales, NICE, N-I-C-E, have said no, they're not paying for it. And I will make a wee hazard a guess that the reason is it costs £100,000 per course of treatment. However, it has a remarkable effect on certain cancers, and it's back to this immunology that we were talking about earlier, getting the body's own immune system to fight cancer. Nivolumab, I've probably got that wrong. Nivolumab, no, I've got it right. Is a antibody used to treat cancer. It works as what they call as a checkpoint inhibitor, blocking a signal that would have prevented activated T cells from attacking the cancer, thus allowing the immune system to clear the cancer. And as we've said before, what that means is that the cancerous cells have almost like a cloaking mechanism that stops the immune system recognising them as a threat to the body. And this drug, working along with another drug in parallel, and this is where it's going to go horribly wrong because I've been trying to pronounce this drug all day and I've not got it. Ipilimumab, it's the closest you're going to get. The two of them together are a first-line treatment for inoperable or metastatic melanoma in the skin. If it doesn't have a mutation, in other words, if it hasn't gone around the body. As a second line of treatment for squamous small cell lung cancer, and as a second line treatment for renal cell carcinoma, and they're having very, very positive results with that. They are still working on the side effects. Now there are side effects, but the Scottish Medicines Council has said yes, it can be given out on the NHS for people with these conditions, and it's very, very positive news. And I know that Cancer Research UK are also doing a lot more research with this form of drug, along with the medicine. This was actually done by a medical pharmaceutical company came up with this. Cancer Research UK do not get they have been involved in a lot of the research, and this is why I've been saying for many years that the world of science to do with treating cancer, they talk to each other, they work together, and they come up with these fabulous drugs in time. And I'm trying to find the name of the company. I've lost my bit of paper with it on it, which is not clever, but it is Medarex, Medarex, which is an American company, but the American Cancer Society talked to Medarex, American Cancer Society talked to Cancer Research UK, and all the scientists. I would guarantee you that if we spoke to somebody from that American company, there's been bits of information